What's going on, Misfit Nation? Welcome to another episode of the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Matt the Misfit. Tonight, we're going to go over AEW Dynamite, November the 23rd, 2022. Probably one of the best Dynamites of the year, question mark. We saw the return of the House of Black. We've seen two fun matches between the Elite and Death Triangle, with the Elite trolling not only Chicago, but CM Punk. And we've seen a great main event between Chris Jericho and Tomohiro Ishii for the Ring of Honor title. We also found out that Jamie Hayter, yes, Jamie Hayter is now the official, undisputed AEW Women's World Champion. As we found out, Thunder Rosa has relinquished the AEW Women's Championship, making her title current championship reign null and void. And also we did find out that Toni Storm, who was the champion before Jamie Hayter, her reign has been officially recognized as well. So Thunder Rosa's reign as the AEW Women's Champion did end at All Out. So Toni Storm is an official AEW Women's Champion. So is Jamie Hayter, and we've seen the seeds planted for the eventual Jamie Hayter Britt Baker feud happening tonight. We're gonna go over that and much more. If you like what you see here, hit the subscribe button, comment down below, do all the social medias, which is at Misfit Wrestle TV on Twitter, on the Instagram, Misfit Wrestle Pod, or Misfit Wrestling Pod, excuse me, the Facebook, Misfit Wrestling Podcast, and here to show you where the official link for the podcast is on YouTube. It's youtube.com/@Misfit Wrestling Podcast. All that good jazz and much more. Let's get over this show here. We're live from Chicago here tonight. Well, I'm not live from Chicago. The show was live from Chicago. And we were in CM Punk territory where we were going to find out how the crowd was going to respond. There were a few CM Punk chants tonight. There was also probably the weirdest thing I ever heard in Chicago. A fuck CM Punk chant happened in Chicago. That was one of the weirdest things I've ever heard in my life. We start with William Regal, who gets massive boos from the Chicago crowd. He says MJF will not be appearing tonight. He is on set for a movie, which is true. This is actually legit news. He is filming for I believe it's it's for a Von Erich movie. I believe so. But that is true. That is true. That's what he's doing. That's why he's not here tonight. Or was not on the show tonight. But we'll address the fans next week. He says he's sure everyone is wondering what about the relation between he and MJF. He reveals that he sent him an email several weeks ago. And before he can finish, Jon Moxley's music hits, and he comes down to the ring. He's about to murder a senior citizen in front of live television. Stares at Regal, then looks to hit him. Bryan Danielson runs down and inserts himself, tries to stop both of them from duking it out. Bryan grabs the mic, says he doesn't know why Regal did what he did, but they've done bad things. They've all done bad things. He says Regal has a bad neck and two nosebleeds. And right there was I was immediately like, bullshit, Daniel Bryan. This man, William Regal, was getting tossed around and pushed by the likes of Dakota Kai, Samoa Joe, and quite a few other names that come into my mind. And he was also choked out by Karrion Kross in NXT. You cannot sit here and tell me dude isn't fragile all of a sudden. But I digress. Then he begs. Bryan then begs him not to hurt Regal. Bryan slaps Moxley across the face. He says he doesn't care if fans boo. Tells Moxley his father shared the same. He says his father shared the same struggles of addiction as he did. And Regal was there to teach him. He tells Moxley to block out the fans and says Regal helped him understand his father's struggles. He tells Brian tells him to imagine someone teaching his daughter how to love him despite his struggles, and says he loves Regal. Brian says that. Moxley contemplates what he's going to do next. While he's leaning on the rope, stares at Regal once more, then tells him he only wants one thing: for him to run far, far away and never come back. I feel like Regal. I feel like Renee and their kid had forced Moxley to watch The Lion King or something, because that's where that line came from. Run far away and never return. He tells him to walk and tells him not to stop. And Regal just walks off, massive boos from the crowd. Then we go to backstage. We got Keith Lee with Renee Paquette. Speaking of Renee, she's here talking about Ashley, where he stands with Swerve Strickland after Full Gear. Swerve walks in. They dismiss Renee. He tells Keith Lee he tells Keith Lee chooses words wisely. Both men take their jackets off. Swerve covers the camera and says they need to talk. Oh, I'm assuming we're officially going to get that feud, and that when that match happens, it's going to be fire. Then we got Jake Hager challenging Orange Cassidy for the All Atlantic title. This match was built on a fucking hat. Let's not talk about the match because the match is meaningless. Orange Cassidy wins with a roll up. Whatever. Who cares? Let's move on from that. What actually was the best part of this segment was not the first people involved. So we have best friends, Rocky Romero and Orange Cassidy look to do the best friends hug. You gotta give the people they want hug. The Factory comes out and starts running their stupid mouths. And at this point, this caught me off guard, because at this point I was about to tweet out, "Oh, so you can find time for the Factory, but can't find time for people like Malachi Black and Miro and stuff like that." And as soon as I was typing that up, the lights went out. The lights come back on. Julia's at the Julia Hart, not Julia from Stardom, even though that'd be fucking badass. Though I do think when her time in Stardom is done, she's going to go to WWE. That's just my personal opinion, because I think she is a star waiting to be born outside of Japan. The rest of the House of Black appear in the ring behind the best friends, or Chaos, whatever you want to call them. House of Black just murders everyone in the ring, including security. At one point, they're on the ramp. Murphy and or Matthews rather. He and Brody King deliver the Dante's Inferno finisher on the ramp. Malachi Black then grabs a microphone from Julia Hart. Says, "Members of the House of Black, rise!" And he's basically talking about the crowd. I am so flippin' happy the House of Black is back. This is the type of the booking I need to see from the House of Black going forward. You can keep doing this with the House of Black, you should be fine. You should be good at what you're going to do here. What's next for House of Black? It kind of looks like they're going to have Malachi go after the All Atlantic title, which is fine by me, because he was, other than Pac, was my other choice to win that title at Forbidden Door. If you want to do that, that's fine. You can also have him go after the TNT title with Samoa Joe, who does not want to see. Who doesn't want to see Malachi Black versus Samoa Joe? Oh, that just sounds juicy there. You can also have the trio styles, which eventually I am assuming at some point the Elite are going to win back after the best of 7. And I think when we get the Revolution, or I think at Revolution, here's what I think we're going to do. I think at Revolution it's going to be the Elite versus the House of Black for the Trios Championships. That's just my opinion. That's my guess. And I want to see that, because that's going to be incredible. Yeah, I'm super happy to see the House of Black back. Malachi looks like he's physically in the best shape of his career. Hopefully and mentally he's doing great. Hopefully that's the case. Buddy Matthews always looks great. Brody King is a fucking beast. So super happy the House of Black is back. Ricky Starks defeats Ethan Page in the AEW Championship Eliminator Tournament Finals. The matchup was supposed to happen the match was supposed to happen at Full Gear, but was all switched around here. It was a fine match. Nothing too big happened here. Ethan Page delivers an axe handle to Ricky Starks. So, of course, working on the whole thing of this match is Ricky Starks' injury is to his back. He's all taped up from the attack from Lance Archer. And then the match between him and Brian Cage at Full Gear. He sends Starks bouncing off the top rope, but Starks sends Page to the outside. Starks looks for the tope suicida. Ethan Page pulls him out of the way. He lands on the floor. The referee ejects Stokely Hathaway, who's out there. Starks gets thrown back into the ring by Ethan Page. Page ascends to the top rope. Ricky Starks meets him up there, delivers a superplex. Ricky Starks then hits a swinging neckbreaker, then follows up by a DDT. Looks for the Rochambeau. But Page escapes and hits him with the right hand. Then his power slam goes for the pin. Ricky Starks kicks out. Page sets up for the Eagle's Edge. Starks escapes. Page hits a pair of roundhouse kicks, but Starks manages to hit 3 spears for the win. It's going to be Ricky Starks versus MJF at Winter is Coming. That was I think that was always going to be the idea. So, yeah, good for Ricky Starks. Glad he's getting the push that he needs. Man's going to be a superstar. Next up, we got a video package talking about Wardlow losing the TNT title to Samoa Joe. Warns him he's coming for Joe and the championship. So I don't know what's going to happen with Powerhouse Hobbs. I guess Powerhouse Hobbs is just being immediately removed from this feud. It's just going to be Joe and Wardlow for the title. It's very confusing to me. Then we got Jay Cargill with that Bow Wow crap from last week. Cargill, the baddies, and Renee Paquette. Renee asks Cargill if she cares to comment on the confrontation between Bow Wow and herself. Jade says she has no comment and says she's happy to get her championship back, which she did defeat Nyla Rose to not regain her title, like in a title match, but more like to get it back from Nyla because she stole it. She says that she'll be holding a celebration next week and says Mark Sterling will be handling the legal matter, which is weird. She got rid of Mark Sterling, hired Stokely Hathaway. Stokely Hathaway left the baddies group, formed the firm with MJF. Then it's all very confusing here. Sterling says she has no comment. Sterling says she has no comment. Jade, Red Velvet, and Layla Gray walk off. Sterling tells Kara Hogan he needs a moment of her time and informs her she's no longer the part of the baddies. So, okay, right? That's so random there. She didn't hold up her end of the deal and to help Jay Cargill out at Full Gear. Whatever. Who cares? I don't. I really don't. Next up, oh boy. Next up, Death Triangle defeated the Elite not to retain. This was not a title match. So Excalibur did clarify that the Best of 7 series, the first match was for the title, but Best of the 7 series is not going to be for the titles. The team with the most victories in this Best of 7 series, whoever actually wins Best of 7 series will be declared the AEW Trios champion. This started off, crowd boos the hell out of the Elite. The Elite basically are getting, mega heat here. It's in Chicago. At one point, Matt Jackson goes for the attempts to go for the buckshot lariat, but pretends to fuck it up the same way Punk did at the same way Punk did at Double or Nothing in his match with Hangman Page. Then, at another point, Kenny Omega bit the arm of Pac, and I tweeted out of Kenny learning from the best arm biter in the business, the GOAT himself, Ace Steel. That popped a lot of people. Then later on, we're getting close to the match. Fucking Kenny Omega get ready to hit the one-winged angel, and Pac then escapes, runs off the ropes, and then Kenny catches Pac in the fucking GTS position and delivers a GTS in Chicago. Imagine if he won the match with the GTS in Chicago. Imagine the fucking holy hell. Anyway, this match was really fun. I enjoyed the match as a whole. The crowd made it even better with the CM Punk chants. Then there was a fuck the elite chants. Then we had the traditional the Ole chants. You know, that happened kind of often in these type of crowds. Then a chant I never actually thought I'd hear come out of the mouth of a Chicago crowd. Fuck CM Punk. Fuck CM Punk. It's something if you gave me a bingo card and then wrote down what I think, like my wrestling bingo card, I can tell you there would be a few things on that list I didn't think would happen. Vince McMahon retiring would be one of them. Triple H taking over the creative for Raw and SmackDown, that would be another one, right? Right. Bray Wyatt eventually coming back to the WWE, right? Okay. The drama in AEW, didn't see that coming, right? That actually had it on my bingo. I didn't have that on my bingo card list. What else would I not have on? Fucking Jeff Jarrett and Sting wrestling a pay-per-view match against each other in 2022. Wouldn't have had that on my bingo card. I wouldn't have had fucking, who is it? Who am I thinking of here? Who am I thinking of? Oh, the brawl out, everything that happened with the brawl out here. Ace Steel biting someone. Would have had that on my bingo card. Stone Cold wrestling a match at WrestleMania. Wouldn't have that on my bingo card. Cody Rhodes coming back to WWE. Didn't have that on my bingo card. And I would not have had a fucking fuck CM Punk chant in Chicago of all on my bingo card and stuff. But Penta uses the hammer on Matt Jackson, and Pac picks up the win for his team. So right now the Death Triangle is 2-0 in this best of 7. 2-7 right now. With best of 7, but it's two. It's you know what I mean. But they get another match next week. And this goes until this January 11th if they get to that far, and they may go through the full 7 matches. Who knows? After the match, Phoenix gets into the face of Penta because he's not very happy about Penta using the same tactics he did on Full Gear, because Penta did look upset. So when that happened, so that was great storytelling there. Next up, we had Renee. Renee is all over the show. I love seeing Renee, so it's great. She says she has a massive announcement and says that the window of Thunder Rosa's return is uncertain. The company has asked her to relinquish the championship that she held. Rosa agreed, so then she introduces Jamie Hayter as the official AEW Women's Champion. Crowd pops for that for that. Good for that. I'm so glad that was one decision Tony Khan has made that should have been made months ago and with somebody else, and he did eventually during this match. But we'll get to that. Oh, actually, I'm going to get to it now. Also, during the match, the triple threat tag match, Excalibur did mention that because of Tony's Thunder Rosa relinquishing her championship, Toni Storm's reign as AEW Women's Champion is now official. So, All Out now technically was for the vacated AEW Women's World Championship. So there's that. Hayter, Britt Baker, and Rebel are out there. They come out. Renee said congratulates Hayter as the crowd is salivating in the glory of Jamie Hayter, which they actually should. The Book of Hayter. And I was about to ask Hayter how she feels about winning the championship. She's about to speak. Britt Baker cuts her off, and I got way too into that. I said, "Fuck off, Britt." And I was waiting while she was talking, and this is funny. I was waiting for the crowd to start saying, "Shut the fuck up." That didn't happen, but it will eventually happen when Jamie Hayter turns babyface on Britt Baker. It's gonna be great. She grabs the microphone and says, "Jamie Hayter is the undisputed AEW World Champion, Women's Champion." Sorry, clap for that. Britain and says that she doesn't need any of the confetti and shit like that. They head to the ring because they have a triple threat tag match, which was not very good. The story of this match basically was about Britt Baker and Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter only got in the match for 2 minutes. She starts the match, hits suplex, she hits a few shoulder tackles, a double suplex, and then she just tags in Britt Baker, and then Britt Baker's in the match for the rest of the match. And at first I hated it, but now that it's part of the storyline, Britt gets the win for her team, and Jamie Hayter's just on the outside. Not looking too happy about it. The more I think about it, she doesn't look very happy about it. So we're getting close to the Britt Baker Jamie Hayter of rivalry. My thing, I hope they do this whenever they eventually do like a segment, like a celebration or something. I think they're gonna do, because they like to pull the tricks from back in the day. I think they are gonna do what Evolution did to Randy Orton. Right? They did the thumbs up, thumbs down thing. And the only difference with this is going to be people actually want to cheer for Jamie Hayter. No one wanted to cheer for Randy Orton in 2004. Just saying. Everyone wanted to cheer for Batista. So people did not pop when Batista and the rest of the Evolution beat the shit out of Randy Orton. That's going to be the total opposite here. People are going to boo the shit out of Rebel. Maybe, I don't know, depending on where her side is going to be about this. They're going to boo the hell out of not Jamie Hayter. They're going to boo the hell out of Britt Baker. Jamie Hayter is going to be the ultimate babyface coming out of this, and it's going to be great. But again, I'm also glad to see Toni Storm's record as champion be validated and official. Jamie Hayter, not Jamie Hayter. Toni Storm, I thought did a great job as the AEW Women's Champion. She's been since she came into AEW, she's been wrestling every week. She wasn't on the show tonight, but I think she did break her nose on Saturday. Still, she wasn't on the show tonight. Probably wrestling up, which is fine. That's fine. But since she came into AEW, she was on the show every week. She probably should have won the Owen tournament. Maybe she'll win it next year. Maybe Toni Storm beats Jade Cargill because now Toni Storm is freed up. to do something else. And I thought Jamie Hayter and Toni Storm had a fantastic match. One of my matches of the week. It wasn't my match of the weekend. My match of the weekend obviously went to Kairi Sane and Mayu Iwatani, but on Full Gear, I thought that was my match of the night. So then we go to a promo with the Acclaim. Oh no, actually, scratch that. So then we have a promo backstage with Top Flight, FTR, and Renee again talking about this. FTR compliment Top Flight before Darius says they've always dreamed of facing FTR, then challenges them. Then he challenges FTR to a Ring of Honor Tag Team Title match on Rampage. FTR accepts. Unfortunately, if you don't want to know the spoilers here, this is where you would click off the video here, or you skip a few minutes ahead. During the Rampage tapings, it looks like Dante Martin got injured. Depending on how severity the injury is, we'll find out. Hope it's not too bad, because I would hate for Top Flight to go down with another injury again, because this always happens with them. Once you get them back and they get momentum going, an injury happens, and it's just unfortunate, but hopefully it's not too bad. And then we got the Acclaimed, which is always a great time to see, with Billy Gunn, Mr. Daddy Ass himself, as they like to call him. They head down to the ring. Caster Raps takes shots at the roster who went down at Full Gear, for what went down at Full Gear, including Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lee, which I don't know if it's very weird. So Caster Raps take shots at the roster who went down at Full Gear, including Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal losses to Darby Allin and Sting. It was confirmed, by the way, by Pro Wrestling Noah that Darby Allin will indeed be joining Sting and Great Muta for the Great Muta character's final match. I don't know who their opponents are, but it will be a 6-man tag match. It will be Darby Allin, Sting, and the Great Muta versus TBA, which I believe is a week or two after Muta faces Nakamura. So, when we get to that, I will actually talk about the Nakamura match, probably on the Raw review. So we'll see about that. Sanjay Dutt and TNA and friends go on the Tron. Jarrett says that if they want to talk smack, they'll give them something to talk about. While Jarrett's talking, there's a loud TNA sucks chant, which popped me a little bit. Billy Gunn grabs the microphone, says that no one wants to see the old man on the screen, and then that was it of Jeff Jarrett for the rest of the night. That was funny. The trio does the scissoring one of another in the ring. They run down Rampage's card. We do find out that Hikaru Shida, which I found very odd, that this is a very weird statistic. Hikaru Shida will be making her AEW Rampage debut. I had to look this up on Cage Match to see if she's ever wrestled on Rampage. Not one bit. So this will be her first match on Rampage coming up. Rampage, for reminder, is at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is very early for a. I think they did it before for a show, and they also run down next week's Dynamite. Then we go down to the main event. Bobby Cruz in the ring, doing the ring announcing here. I got Ian Riccaboni. Always great to hear Ian do commentating. Chris Jericho defending the Ring of Honor World title against Tomohiro Ishii. Tomohiro Ishii is a former World Television Champion, I believe. This is a great fucking match. This is Jericho. Look, I'm going to say it right now. So originally I was like shitting all over the idea of Jericho winning the Ring of Honor World title from Claudio. However, I was not expecting him to keep bringing up bangers after bangers. Like, he's had nothing but great fucking matches since winning that title with Claudio twice with Danielson. Not really a great match with Colt Cabana. I'll take that one off there. We're here with Tomohiro Ishii. He had a great 4-way at Full Gear with Danielson, Claudio, and Sammy Guevara. There was another match he had that I thought was pretty good. I forgot who it was though. He had a great match with Dalton Castle on, I think it was a Rampage. It was either Rampage or Dynamite, but I'm not actually sure on that one. Jericho's killing it right now. So at one point, Jericho's taking chops, like stiff chops from Ishii, and Jericho's just bleeding from the chest. Imagine if Jericho went up against Minoru Suzuki. I want to see if Minoru Suzuki not only makes Jericho's chest bleed, but you see a bone sticking out of his chest. I know the visual graphic of that just sounds nasty, but I to be fair, I wouldn't want to take a chop from Ishii either. Ishii starts getting upper, gains the upper hand with the chops, kicks him to the mat. Ishii delivers a shoulder tackle. Jericho fires back with a big boot and several clotheslines in the corner. Jericho delivers a chop as his own, then fires off 10 right hands to Ishii's head. Ishii counters into a power bomb, goes for the pin, but Jericho kicks out. Ishii then looks for a lariat, but Jericho blocks it. Delivers a crossbody. The crossbody he's known for doing. Ishii then hits an elbow. Jericho fires back with a DDT on the apron. The two men exchange forearms on the outside before getting back into the ring and continuing to do some more forearms. Ishii then delivers a suplex to Jericho before Jericho returns the favor. Delivers two of his own. He follows up with a beautiful lion salt. Goes for the pin. Ishii then kicks out. Jericho hits a code breaker. Goes for the pin. Ishii kicks out again. The crowd's going nuts, chanting, "This is awesome." Jericho looks for the Juice effect. And for the first time in probably ever in the AEW, at least the more that I've known about them using this move as a finishing maneuver, Ishii ducks out of the way and delivers a headbutt, which I thought was a cool counter for that. Ishii then follows it up with a sliding lariat, goes for the pin. Jericho kicks out. Jericho looks for the walls of Jericho. Again, Ishii blocks that. Delivers a code breaker. just okay, just out of the blue, he's gonna hit code breaker. Then he delivers a lariat, then goes for the pin, but Jericho kicks out. Again, crowd's going nuts for this. This is awesome chance, it was very good. Jericho locks in the walls of Jericho. Then Ishii's trying to tap, escaping rather. Jericho then turns it into the Lion's Hammer. As Ishii's in the hold, he gives the bird to Jericho and then taps out while giving the bird, which looked fucking hilariously great. And Jericho still retains the retains the Ring of Honor World Title. After the match, Jericho points at Ian Riccaboni. It looks like he's gonna beat up him again. Claudio then comes from out of nowhere and hits Jericho with a vicious right hand to end the show. So Dynamite was a pretty good show this week. Probably one of my favorite Dynamites of the year. Next to the one after Double or Nothing, because the Double or Nothing line, you never know what the fuck was going to happen. Like, especially after MJF's pipe bomb promo. But like I said, the show was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Does look like we're going to get Jericho and Claudio again at Final Battle, which fine, whatever. I don't know what we're gonna do with the women's championship at the other titles. Well, I mean, Wardlow may challenge Samoa Joe for the Ring of Honor TV championship. Who knows? Toni Storm, you know what? Why not? Here's an idea. Toni Storm challenges Mercedes Martinez for the Ring of Honor women's title. Put that title on Toni Storm. Why not? Do that. I'd love to see the House Black compete in Ring of Honor too. That'd be great. I mean, well, okay, let me rephrase that. I would like to see Malachi Black and Buddy Murphy in Ring of Honor. Brody King has done his fair share in Ring of Honor, so that's fine. But yeah, Dynamite, really good show. 2 great matches between Death Triangle and the Elite. The second match of their Best of 7 series and the main event, Jericho and Ishii. Also, with the whole thing with Jamie Hayter being crowned the official AEW Women's Champion, along with Toni Storm's reign being crowned as an official reign, which is great. House of Black is great. I'm so glad they're back. But that was Dynamite. I hope you guys have a great holiday weekend. I know I will. Have a safe one as well. I will see you guys back here for SmackDown, and hopefully I'm going to try to record the Survivor Series predictions sometime Friday, hopefully before for SmackDown. And then on Saturday we got War Games. I've been Matt. This has been the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. I will put all the links down, the social medias in the comment that's down below or the description, whatever. Until then, we're out.